We are already using OpenNeuro for one of the tools, the Brain3D. There was a problem with it that we need to fix. Yeah, we have the structure for it. We have the images in a dataset stored locally, so we're not fetching them from anywhere else. And that's the good thing about OpenNeuro, is that you can just get the data. Actually trying to use some of the JavaScript libraries, but from memory they didn't work really well. Yes, we can cycle through every direction, but then we meant to have the volumetric data loaded in here, and it's actually still loading. It just takes some time for some reason. From memory, the JavaScript was the JSON file that has the data is only 100 megabytes in size, 98 megabytes in size for the volumetric data. And then we have the 256 images for each axis. So those are images, so the PNG images, so they are easy to deal with. But the volumetric data is this JSON file that is taking forever to load. Oh yeah, now it's actually visible. That's what it looks like. So it's a bit pixelated. I don't know actually why. And we downloaded a NIfTI file, actually two of them, and we are trying to render it on the page using a Flask application. So eventually we want to primarily rely on JavaScript. So this is the code for pre-processing the data. The images in the three different axes work okay, but potentially there is something that can be improved with the volumetric data. Okay, this is also how it looks like at the moment in the browser. The one potential problem is that it's currently taking more than 400 megabytes.
Instead of using JSON, consider compressing the volumetric data in a more efficient format like HDF5 or binary. This reduces the size of the data being loaded into the browser.
Is there a chance we are not using the correct libraries?
It looks like we're using Three.js libraries to render the 3D images, which is a solid choice for web-based 3D visualization. This library is also correct if you want to allow the user to rotate, pan, and zoom around the 3D model. 3. NIfTI Loader.js. This is the right choice if you plan to load GLTF GLB models, which are optimized formats for 3D web content. However, these versions are a bit outdated. R128. The latest stable version of Three.js as of 2024 is R155. Updating to the latest version could improve performance and fix bugs. If you're using volumetric data in different formats, you might also need additional loaders or tools, such as NIfTI Loader.js if you were to directly load .nii files in the future.
Okay, so actually potentially using NIfTI Loader.js to load the NIfTI file directly onto the page sounds like a good idea. I suspect we will need to start a new project for that. So yeah, let's go with the NIfTI Loader.js. We will use the same file, potentially put it in a static folder on the site so that both tools can access it. Also, can you mention the difference between compressed and the uncompressed NIfTI file, and which one the NIfTI Loader.js library needs? Can it load both or just one type.
It sounds like a great idea to use NIfTI Loader.js to directly load NIfTI files onto the page. This would allow us to visualize medical imaging data in the browser without needing to pre-process everything into PNG slices. You're right that we should move this loader to a shared location in the static folder, so both of your tools can easily access it. Difference between compressed and uncompressed NIfTI files. NIfTI files come in two main types. 1. Uncompressed. .NIE. These are single file formats that contain all the data in one file. They're larger but do not require decompression. 2. Compressed. NEI.gz. These files are compressed versions of NIfTI files, which significantly reduce their size. They require decompression before use, which may add a slight overhead when loading them. NIfTI Loader.js can handle both compressed and uncompressed NIfTI files. However, it may require the use of an additional library like Paco.js for decompressing .nei.gz files on the fly. If you're looking for maximum compatibility and minimal loading times, using .nei files might be simpler, but .nei.gz files will save bandwidth and storage space. Let's integrate NIfTI Loader.js to see how it works directly with the files, and explore these options further.
Okay, so we'll be starting a new project on this because the previous version didn't well, it did work, it does work, but it's just too slow to load and the code is too complicated. So if we can simplify the code, that will be great. This will be essentially testing NIfTI Loader.js.
The goal will be to keep the code as simple as possible while ensuring fast loading times and smooth performance.
Okay, this structure looks good. I like the idea of having the JSON, the JavaScript files stored locally. Still need to find the proper version. The HTML seems okay. Yeah, using Three.js sounds like a good idea for actually visualizing the model.